Hey guys, what's up? This is Dingo Crikey here with another commentary video, this time on a general Transformers discussion topic. If you guys are interested in commentary that pertains more specifically to the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction line, please check out my playlist and channel where I also have a number of Transformers stop motion videos as are previewed here. Anyways, this video's topic is going to be on would Transformers survive without Optimus Prime and Bumblebee? So basically what I'm saying is, could they do a good Transformers series or movie or whatever kind of media? Could they do it without these two characters? Or would it sort of cease to be Transformers and be total garbage or whatever? Because a lot of people these days, especially a lot of newer fans and a lot of the really old ones, seem to have this idea that Transformers has a lot to do with having these two characters, and without them it can't really be any good. I mean, you look at a lot of new fans, they've been introduced with the movies, the new Transformers series, and these have pretty much always had Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, as with most of the new Transformers toy lines. So first, let's take a look at Transformers retrospectively and see where these characters have fallen in the Transformers universe. So first, looking at Optimus Prime. Okay, I think it's sort of a no-brainer to a lot of people who have been into Transformers for a long time that Optimus Prime, or some rendition of him, has pretty much appeared in almost every form of Transformers media, outside of like a few smaller like toy releases like Beast Wars Mutants, that kind of thing. Taking a look at G1, Optimus appeared in there. Generation 2, if you want to count that, he was in there. Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Robots in Disguise, the whole Unicron trilogy, animated, Prime, the movies, and numerous other toy lines. Pretty much Optimus has been in all Transformers media since the beginning, not counting Japanese series. I don't know what they do. But as far as American media, Optimus is always in Transformers. But despite what might be commonly thought, Bumblebee doesn't always appear in Transformers. He was in G1 and probably in Generation 2. I'm not really sure about that. But basically, he was then not in all the way up to the Transformers Classics line. He wasn't in Beast Wars or Beast Machines, Robots in Disguise, and then was absent from the entire Unicron trilogy as well, all the way up to the Classics line. Then you have the movies, and he's pretty much been in everything after that, whether it's a toy line, whether it's a show. Bumblebee's always in. But there was a long period of time where Bumblebee did nothing in the Transformers universe. He was basically non-existent. You had it go on for a long time, a lot of shows that did not have Bumblebee. Now that basically, in short, sums up the history of Transformers and their appearances. So whether they need to be in Transformers or not, I think that's kind of an opinion of perspective, like how you look at Transformers, and I'll give my opinion on it here. So how do I think you should define Transformers? I think basically you can sum it up as a civil war between two factions of alien robots who transform into vehicles, beasts, etc., etc. You can't really go too much more specific than that because of all the variations in the series. I mean, in my opinion, you can't even say it's a war between Autobots and Decepticons because generally that's true, but you've also had it focus on the war between the Maximals and the Predacons, or the Maximals and the Viacons, and such as in Beast Machines. Also, taking a look at how Transformers is defined by the all-knowing, flawless, basically god of the internet, Wikipedia. So the way I define Transformers is a lot like the way Wikipedia describes it. Basically, it's based on a universe, a fictional idea, as opposed to being very centralized on certain characters. Basically, Transformers to me is something a lot more like Star Wars. Okay, take Star Wars. It's basically about this technological universe that's also encompassed with the spiritual idea of the Force, and the Force's power is harnessed by the forces of good and evil caught in an internal conflict. That's sort of what Star Wars is like. Basically, in Star Wars, you don't always need Luke Skywalker as the central character. I mean, we've seen a lot of series that focus on other characters, whether it be comic books, video games, movies, altogether. You don't always need Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader as the main character. Or something like Star Trek. You don't always need Captain Kirk and Spock as the main character. Heck, there have been shows that don't even focus on the Enterprise as the main ship. They're more based on a central idea and a universe. Whereas something like Breaking Bad isn't as much based on the universe. It's based on the moral and physical deterioration of Walter White. The universe in and of itself isn't really interesting enough to just base the story off of. It's based on that character, but I would look at Transformers more like Star Wars or Star Trek. They're based on a universe. Transformers in no way is really the story of Optimus Prime as he guides the Autobots, or the story of Optimus and his underling Bumblebee. It really isn't, so altogether it's not essential, in my opinion, to have those characters around. Transformers can work without them. Yeah, we've had them years and years, but Bumblebee we've gone many series without. In my opinion, a lot of good shows were made without Bumblebee as a main character. And Optimus Prime, I mean, there's no rule that we need him as leader. Technically, Optimus Prime was a different character, and Beast Wars was made without him, which most people like, and Beast Machines, but okay, most people don't like that show. So, in my opinion, yes, Transformers could work without Optimus and Bumblebee. In theory, it could work. It doesn't need to have those characters. Now, if this was actually done, would it work? I'm going to go with no. I definitely don't think it would actually work, but entirely because people wouldn't allow it to work. Basically, there would be a total uproar if you weren't to have Optimus Prime. Maybe they could pass without Bumblebee in the past Transformers shows, but even at this point, I don't think he's a character people would let them do without. Basically, you've got a lot of Transformer fans who just won't accept a Transformer series without Optimus Prime because he's been in since the beginning. That's going to be a lot of your older fans. And a lot of your newer fans are really attached to Bumblebee and can't really accept a show without him. And it seems like a lot of older fans have latched on to that attachment to Bumblebee as well, even though some seem to be a little tired of him. I believe around the 2007 movie, Transformers had a chance to sort of drop these two characters, not make them the necessary characters for Transformers. Basically, if they would have introduced two new characters as the spotlight ones, or had Ultra Magnus as the leader, and I don't know, you would have had a ton of your old fans in an uproar that Optimus Prime wasn't around anymore, and this is insane. If you could have got all those new moviegoers into these new characters, and all these kids coming into the theaters and buying the toys into, let's say, Ultra Magnus, then he would have eventually become the big staple character of Transformers. So I think that would have happened. There was a chance for that to happen with Transformers, but since it didn't happen, I think it'll be a very long time that we'd ever see a Transformers show without Optimus Prime. Possibly never see it happen, except for maybe a minor show like Rescue Bots or something like that. Bumblebee, I think eventually Bumblebee will fade into the background again, but I also think that's a very long time, possibly another 10 years or something like that. So, in summary, yes, I think Transformers would work without Bumblebee and Optimus. I think they could do a lot of good things without being restrained to those two characters all the time, but unfortunately, Transformer fans wouldn't have it, and whatever they tried without those characters right now would be a total flop. So I don't think they would do that. I think they're going to keep marketing those characters, milk them for all they're worth, that kind of thing. And I think fans will suck it up pretty much for the most part. But I might have sounded a little harsh in this video. That's my general opinion on it. You guys can leave what you think in the comment section, whether you agree, whether you disagree. Whether you like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, but maybe you don't want to see them continue to be in the series. Maybe you'd like to see them in there, but have smaller roles, something like that. Maybe you want to see them marketed over and over again. Whatever that might be, leave it in the comment section. I hope I didn't offend anyone too badly in this video, but that's it for this one. Stick around for more commentary videos. drop off any topic suggestions in the comment section. And once again, please check out my Transformers stop motion videos. I have a number of them on my channel, some of which have Bumblebee in them. Just so you know, I don't entirely hate his character, despite what it might sound like in this video. Anyways, check that stuff out, and that's it for this video. Have a good one, guys.